Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. Well, now we're being joined by UK correspondent Juliana Olayinka, who joins us live. Good morning, Juliana. Thank you for joining us on the program today. Well, we know that the case concerning former Deputy President of the Senate, Ekweremadu, and the wife will continue today. We know the wife has been granted bail, but he hasn't. So naturally, people will keep an ear on that and wonder what will become of that case today. But tell us, what do we expect to happen today in court?
Good morning, Chamberlain. And as you're completely right, I'm live outside the Central Criminal Court in central London, otherwise known as the Old Bailey. I got here about an hour ago, and already there are press here, and that's because this case involving Ekweremadu, the former Deputy Senate President, has captured the attention of the world's media. It has had lots of British media attention because of the complexity of the case, which actually began on the 5th of May, where the named individual handed himself into a police station saying that he was underage and had been coerced into harvesting his organs. Now, we didn't hear about it until, I believe, the 23rd of June, after Ekweremadu and his wife Beatrice were arrested by the Metropolitan Police on arrival into the United Kingdom from Turkey. And now, why I say this case is complex is because over the past couple of weeks it's twisted and turned and changed. What we found out on the 7th of July, once they appeared at Westminster Magistrates Court, is that this alleged victim isn't actually underage. He is indeed a 21-year-old, but that doesn't mean that some of the charges that is facing the senator are not incredibly serious. He is believed to have been in violation of the Modern Slavery Act of Britain of 2015. This individual is said to have been exploited. The arrangements of how he got to the United Kingdom are still up in the air, and so the case continues. Now, what has happened since I last updated the viewers on the 7th of July?
All right, we'll get Juliana back soon, but quite interesting perspectives right there already, because, I mean, ever since it's been said that the alleged individual is no longer a minor. So what then? Because you would have thought that, okay, doesn't that or shouldn't that change the dynamics of this case? But you never know. I mean, lawyers have their perspective. They have what they go for. But perhaps the priors, if it's already there, if they have time to amend it, is that part of the procedure over there? Yeah. So, but these are images coming through
the previous proceedings of the court.
And there are consequences for the Modern Slavery Act, I believe, in the United Kingdom. Yeah. But what if it's now established that you know, this named individual was in on it? You know, he gave consent that he was going to donate his kidney. I wonder if then the former Deputy Senate President and his wife will be absolved of the allegations in this case.
That's part of what we're trying to find out from Juliana as well, because remember, they have a tricky situation there. But concerning this case, under the modern slavery law, where one wonders, so if they allege the named individual is no longer a minor, will there still be a case for slavery? Or wouldn't it then be what? Willing servitude here? Will that narrative change? So these are some of the tricky things about all of these things.
Well, some have said, I mean, that's just really a minor part. Whether or not it's a minor, it's just a minor part of the case, because that doesn't take away whether or not, I mean, the court will not proceed with the, you know, charges or the allegations of, what is it, slavery and all of that. But you know what? Juliana Olayinka is back with more updates from Old Bailey. Juliana, please go ahead. Well, Juliana, if you can hear me, please go ahead with the update. We lost you for a moment there, but you were just getting to the meat of what to expect today at the Old Bailey Court. Please go ahead, Juliana. Okay, looks like one of those mornings. We'll try. Oh, there you go. Juliana, go ahead, please. Okay, just to be sure that we can hear, but we'll get that sorted out. But as I was saying, it's just a little part of it, and Juliana will...
Isn't that going to be significant?
Well, so the lawyers are saying maybe not, because it doesn't change whether or not, I mean, a case has been established or should be established around whether
But it would be different if it was a minor.
Not.
And then if it's not a minor, the question of consent.
Consent.
So don't forget, this has been upgraded to the Old Bailey, the criminal court. I mean, it started off at the magistrate court. And now
it has implications too.
Yeah, it's been upgraded. So it'll be interesting to see the dimensions, because it looks like the government, or at least the prosecutors, are really going for this. And all attention is focused on this. Not just the UK court, but as Juliana said, there's so much happening there. Juliana, I do hope we have you back. Please go ahead.
I also hope you have me back, and hopefully you can hear me clearly. As I was saying, so we are expecting 3 individuals to appear in front of a judge at the Old Bailey today. So that is the former Deputy Senate President, his wife Beatrice, and a 3rd individual who was arrested by the Metropolitan Police a couple of weeks ago in charges related to modern slavery and exploitation. This is a 51-year-old named Obina Obeta. Now, according to some reports, today is going to be a very short appearance. We're expecting the judge and the prosecution to lay out the offences, and then we are going to prepare for a trial. So potentially the senator will be remanded in prison, in custody, until next year. And I think one of the big conversations that started brewing over the past couple of weeks is why exactly is this happening? What has happened to diplomatic immunity and the Vienna Convention, and what happens to very senior officials who are charged for a crime in other 3rd countries. Now, according to some reports, the senator, when he was arrested at Heathrow Airport on his way back from Turkey, he was travelling under a diplomatic passport. Now, I have tried over the past couple of weeks to get some information from the Nigerian High Commission in the United Kingdom, but we haven't got any. But it has led to some people suggesting that this has got a lot to do with African power and African rights, because there are so many cases in the past and precedents that have been set beforehand where those who have committed pretty serious offences but are diplomats are waived and given immunity. So that's really interesting. But expect lots of activity at the Old Bailey today. Like I was saying a couple of moments ago, I've already passed several media camps. They're all camped out here waiting to see what does happen to the former Deputy Senate President.
Well, it's going to be very interesting. One wonders, so should we, well, there's so many questions. I'm just wondering if we've got time for this. So first is that, now, if is, I mean, you did say that the named individual is not a minor, as it's been said. So what is the significance of that? Does it change the dynamics of the case?
Well, it does and it doesn't. I think any case involving a minor, Chamberlain, is pretty serious because, of course, they are easily manipulated. But there were several cases in the United Kingdom before the Modern Slavery Act was introduced in 2015 that some minority community groups felt were going under the police radar. And so I believe the Conservative government, before Boris Johnson was Prime Minister, were really cracking down on individuals or elite members of society travelling into the United Kingdom, bringing individuals to work in their homes as slaves, and you know, they decided to make sure that individuals were punished. And so yes, I think it is a really crucial point that this alleged victim is not 15 and is in fact 21, but the charges of modern slavery and human trafficking do stand. But that is if the prosecution can convince the judge and the jury that indeed he was coerced into doing this, that he didn't voluntarily put himself up for his organs to be harvested. And we know from the testimony that this individual gave to Staines police officers on the 5th of May that he has said on the record that he did not want to do this and that he was coerced and trafficked from Nigeria. So these are really serious charges.
We'll be keeping tabs on that, but already a lot of people here think that, well, if this is the case, if diplomats are arrested and they go through trial and they're remanded in custody, well, if British diplomats are equally arrested here, people here expect that the same things will apply. What's good for the goose is good for the gander, they say.
Especially because, pardon me, that 1961 Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations specifies the caliber of officials that must be or must not be tried outside their country, stressing that, well, the trial of Senator Ekweremadu as a 7th senator failed to actually follow international standards and due procedures. So as you said...
And it's significant that the bail conditions are stringent. Even though he has not been proven guilty, he's still to be remanded in custody.
Well, it appears there's more to this than meets the eye. But, Juliana, we'll keep tabs definitely on this one. We'll stay with you. The station will stay with you, and we'll implore viewers to keep it locked here at Channels. But we do thank you very much indeed, Juliana Olayinka from London.